Hi guys, my name is Nonima Tikela. Hi guys, my name is Nonima Tikela. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I want us to go back to what was happening in court, especially the afternoon. In case you've forgotten, let me take you back. Let me start backwards. In fact, we're gonna start where everything ended. Okay, let's start there. Perhaps you are sitting there trying to figure out what was happening in the afternoon. What did Judge Rata? What was Judge Rata doing and stuff like that? Okay. Let me break it down for you. In case you did not understand, let me share my understanding of what was happening. After having conversations and debates with people or listening to debates, let me bring it to you now. Let me bring it to you. There was a moment in court, no shouting, no objections, no dramatic interruptions, just Judge Rata being dribbling people, being himself and dribbling people and trying to save the day for the state. But because Mr. Baloyi, the one that is said to be Black Excellence with 30 years experience, Mr. seasoned prosecutor, has missed it. Oh, he missed it, Sanalam. We are discovering that he's not as smart as we thought, or as we were told. We were fed that he's a smart man, most intelligent. No. He's able to express himself. That is a difference. Expressing yourself in English does not mean you are smart. That's what we are figuring out now, because as people who are lay people, we could see what was happening there. We did not trust Rata one day. I was one of those people who were like, what's happening here? What is Judge Rata up to? I don't trust him. That was me, Kesana. I don't trust Judge Rata. What is Judge Rata doing here? What on earth? Don't. I was questioning everything. Ubaloyi missed it big time, Gesanalam. He missed it big time. Oh, he missed it big time. Anywho, so that is why most of the people also missed it, because if you blinked, you missed it, Kesana. Because in that quiet moment, Rata Mukhuatleng may have just warned the state in real time. It came in simple sentence. This evidence has not yet been attacked. Now, to an average listener, that sounds harmless, right? Almost like he's talking, or he's asking the defense, why haven't you challenged this evidence? Which was the confessions that he was referring to. But a criminal trial, especially involving confessions, that sentence carries weight, a lot of weight, because the defense doesn't have to attack immediately. They can wait, watch, let the state commit, and then strike. Judge Rata knows that. Judge Rata knows that. And because of Judge Rata Madribula, he already sees Abomnis in Abo Ramsipil. And the other thing that I've seen is that Judge Rata has seen that Uramsipile has become so woke. Uramsipile uvukile emaqandeni, and Uramsipile comes for him, even the judge himself. He comes for Baloyi, he comes for Sibanda. Uramsipile is the one working about, hey, iyahlekisa le objection kaSibanda. Hey. He's the same guy. He's the same guy that once said to Baloyi, uzobe usenyuka uphakama all the time, jumping up and down, usenza my objections. Uhlale phansi mana. And then he's the one that said to Jarada, Woka, whoa. I was ikihle mfo awuzibambe yima naye lento yovela ukwate for esigangeni nje ungenzekalanga lutho uza kunceda into ufunda uba nepatience. So Judge Rata has learned ukuba uRamsipile akusnip up and play sneaky son, and he's not a playground. Uyifundile loo nto leyo. So uJudge Rata uyabona yena, but Mr. Baloyi is, but the only thing that he's good at is making my lord, it's dribbling him now. Now, the real question is, or it becomes, why would the judge raise that point himself? Because this was not pressure on the defense, by the way. This was a warning to the state, to George Baloyi, a quiet signal that says this evidence hasn't been properly tested. If you rely on it now, you might be walking into danger, because this witness that you've been putting here, he is dangerous for you. Urata somehow admits that Undanzi is Koko. Undanzi is Koko. That is what Judge Rata admitted to. in my understanding. He admits, but Untanzi is going to rubbish you like nobody's business if you go inside those confessions. Judge Rata knows that who accused number one was asked questions during his time when he was there on the witness box. He knows that, but because Ntanzi's confession is the one that the case fully depends on, Judge Rata was like, if I let this man go through that confession, there is nothing I can do for him after that. It's out. Because this young man here, and once Ntanzi deals with Ubaloyi, and that statement is proven that it was taken not voluntarily, and it's not reliable, and there was torture, there's nothing that Rata's hands will be tied like Ntanzi's iron legs there. Urata is realizing that now in that situation. I don't know if you guys catch on when it comes to that, because that is why he's like, let's give them this man a break. Let's deal with this, because you are about to fumble a big time here, Baloyi. That's what was happening, Gesisi, now if you did not understand. That is what Urata madribula. Uya driblisha payana because uya bondoba ushubile for Ubaloyi. That is exactly what was happening. He knows Ubaloyi is going to be walking into danger if he goes in there. And above that, Naye Kosiam, he's sick and tired of this cross-examination, Kabala Unidance. He's sick and tired. And here is where it gets serious, Kengoku. Confessions are not just evidence. They are controlled evidence. They must be tested, challenged, proven voluntarily, proven reliable, that they are reliable. If that process is weak, the entire confession can collapse. That is what Judge Rata is scared of. If Baloyi goes through, it's okay, Weska number one. But if he does this to Ntanzi is going to rubbish him like nobody's business. That's what Judge Rata is running away for. He's running away from that. So when the judge says it has not yet been attacked, what he might really be saying is, be careful, you are building your case on something unstable. And if the defense comes later and tears apart, you won't recover from it. And also from Ntanzi. And that is the part most people could have missed. This isn't just me doing commentary. Or Judge Rata also just saying those things. It was a line in the sand. A moment where the court quietly signaled for Ubaloyi, proceed carefully or lose control of this case forever. Did the state hear that warning, or are they already too deep to turn back? That is the question that perhaps we are left with. But it seemed yesterday as if Ubaloyi missed on all those signs that Judge Rata was signaling there. The road signs to the confession, he missed on them, all of them, Ubaloyi. That was the sad part. Hence, I say this is the same man that they told us he's very smart, he's intelligent, he's black excellency, all of those things that they said about him. Well, we've been noticing now since Ethel Ntanzi. We've noticed long time ago, but ever since he's put Ntanzi on that witness box for 10 weeks, we've noticed ukuthi, sir, uyavela lapho ukuthi kahle kahle lutho ku-empty lapho. Kuyavela lapho ukuthi ku-empty. Kuyavela ukuthi ku-empty and it's not funny, ayihlekisi. That's what's happening, Kesana Lam. That is the saddest part of it all. And if you believe in Ubaloyi, uyasihlekisa now. If you believe in Ubaloyi, uyasihlekisa now, because what the hell is this? Oh, what the hell is this? Because that thing happened nicely, guys. If you understand the law, you will just have to realize that something shifted. Something shifted there. A quiet sentence from Judge Rata Mokgwatleng. Ratata was like, hey, wena, careful out there. Uzolimala. And yes, we know that according to South African law, a confession must be tested in trial within a trial. It must be proven voluntarily. It must be proven reliable. And most importantly, it is ring-fenced, which means you cannot use it freely against everyone else. You cannot casually rely on it to build your case. Now, uJudge Ratha understands that akazukwazi ukwenza anything about this confession, the so-called confession guidance against any other person here. But perhaps he was hoping he's going to use it against Ntanzi. But now the problem is akazukwazi against Ntanzi because Ntanzi is going to deal with it. Is going to deal with it and is going to deal with Baloyi big time. He is going to rubbish Baloyi there. And if Baloyi pushes forward using the confession, referring to its contents, trying to link it to other evidence, the defense is going to sit there and wait for him to do that. And then later attack the way it was obtained, attack the inconsistencies, compare it to earlier records, expose contradictions. And once that happens, the confession doesn't just weaken, it collapses. And that's what Judge Ratha is trying to avoid. That is what Judge Ratha is trying to avoid for Baloyi. Unfortunately, Baloyi does not see it that way. Baloyi does not see it that way. Now, the trial has moved forward a lot. The safe stage to fully test the confession may have already begun because Oksalayo, everything is out in the open. We can see what is happening. This is what people mean when they say the horse has bolted. They mean this. And Judge Ratha is trying to hold the horse, and there's nothing that he can do. Even if you can tell Baloyi, if you continue down this path, you may lose control of your own case. It's not going to help at this stage. It is not going to help this stage. And everything comes down to one question. Did the state hear the warning, or are they already in too deep in the confession to turn back? They can't do anything about it. What are your thoughts when it comes to this? Let's talk with confession. Sorry, let's talk with comment section. I want to hear your views. Thank you so much. I'll see you on our next video. Bye-bye.